is simply amazing!
He's the youngest football genius. At 17, his scoring output is 9 times higher than Ronaldo's and 74 times higher than Messi's. He won an international tournament younger than Pelé. But behind the goals and the smiles hides another Yamal: politics, provocations, arrogance, and the toxic environment. By the age of 18, the young man had the audacity to proclaim himself a king. Today, we will examine the dark side of the Wunderkind. Lamine Yamal Ibana, a Spanish footballer playing for Barcelona, two-time Spanish champion, European champion, holder of the Spanish Cup and Super Cup, the youngest goal scorer in the history of La Liga, the Spanish Super Cup, the Spanish national team, and the European Championship. Best young footballer in the world 2024.
What's this?
It's an art project.
Okay, I like it, Picasso. Okay, I like it, Picasso. Okay, I like it, Picasso. 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 Picasso.
Yes.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh, how we love cliches. Every second player is a new Messi, every third Pele or Maradona, just off the top of my head. Dybala, Wunderkind, Ansu Fati. And then Lamine gets the number 10 of Barca, and everyone goes, there he is, the real Messi at last. He's not a new Messi, not a new Ronaldo, not a new Pelé. He's better.
Crash, great.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Take it easy, let me explain.
Take it easy, dude. But take it.
By the age of 18, Ronaldo and Messi combined had 9 decisive actions. Yamal has 74. Pelé at 17 scored 6 goals and won the World Cup. Films are still being made about that. And Lamine at 16 goes to the European Championship and wins it. 1 goal and 4 assists in 7 games. By 18, over 100 matches for Barcelona and another 22 games for the national team. Neither Ronaldo nor Messi, no one showed such numbers at 17. That's why Yamal is Yamal. There has never been anyone like him. The Spaniard has technique, physicality, high football intelligence, a strong national team and talent. Everything needed to rewrite history. If talent is a gift of fate, then being great is a choice. And here I have serious doubts. This summer, Yamal celebrated his coming of age, so the Spanish government has questioned for him. What is this? Nitpicking from envious people or the first signals? The media said, Yamal is taking off from the ground. But you know what? It happened even earlier, and now I'll prove it to you. It all started 6 months ago. By the end of April, Barcelona was confidently leading the league, won the cup and reached the Champions League semifinals. His national team also reached the semifinals of the National League. Then people started talking seriously. Yamal a favorite in the race for the Ballon d'Or, and the guy believed it. After the Kings Cup final, the football delivered a verdict to the most titled club in Spain. You said on Barca broadcast the phrase that probably plays Barcelona fans a lot. Something like, Real can score 1 or 2 goals, but right now there is still no competition for you. The barely perceptible sense of success intoxicated the young man.
Es la respuesta de Lamine Yamal a todos estos comentarios. Gracias.
Porque bueno, mientras gane, no me pueden decir nada. Cuando me ganen, sí.
It was at that very press conference that Lamine took off from the ground. Everything was happening too fast, everything came too easily. It clearly didn't earn him any points. On the contrary, without even realizing it, he set against himself a massive number of people. Fans, journalists, influential figures in high offices, even in the government. If you know what I mean, this is Madrid. And rest assured, if he slips up, they will make their voices heard. And let's not even talk about basic respect. That's what real legends have always been known for. You need someone to bring you back down to earth in time. The best option? A father.
But this is completely different.
Something tells me that this matter is going to cause even more trouble. Instead of grounding his son a little, the father declares that no one can stop him. This isn't even 10% of his potential. He's not Messi. He reminds me more of Maradona. Maradona, Carl! When the father is more carried away than the son, it's not hard to guess where the arrogance comes from. Such an approach, it won't be easy for Yamal to rise or even hold his ground. Let's go chronologically. April 29, press conference, beat me first. May 1st, father calls him Maradona. 9 days later, Yamal laughs at passerby.
What's your name?
Ryan.
And in reality?
Ryan.
Les gars, on dirait...
C'est Lamine Yamal.
Non, c'est
And what was the problem with telling the truth? It seems to me, or maybe Yamal really thinks that everyone should know him, even people far from this sport, and he decided to troll them. Honestly, in football there are at most 5 people like that. Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, Messi, and, well, Beckham. I hope Yamal doesn't yet place himself among them. Or does he? The Barcelona Wunderkind scores and celebrates with the gesture calma. Calm down, calm down. This gesture became iconic after the 2011-2012 season. Cristiano Ronaldo used it to calm Camp Nou. By that time, the Portuguese had already won the Ballon d'Or, the Golden Boot, and had been recognized as the best by FIFA and UEFA. And now, the 17-year-old youngster repeats it. A clear reference. Another jab at Real. May 28, a month after that conference, Yamal's father plays to the public. On that day, the players' representatives were negotiating a new contract. Rumors: 20 million euros per year, without bonuses. Yamal's father goes out to the fans saying, "We're satisfied," and immediately posts a mysterious message on social media. Fans are convinced. There are the number of the new contract. Maybe I used to support Madrid, but now I don't care. Barca is feeding me now. Even back in 2022, Yamal's father was fiercely supporting Real Madrid, despite the fact that his son had been in Barca's academy since 2014. Well, what can you do? Barca feeds you, so prioritize change. Yesterday Real Madrid, today Barcelona, and tomorrow, why not, PSG? Especially since the path is already paved.
We saw a lovely moment with you and Neymar, and I know you have spoken about him as an inspiration.
Pero en el Barça en directo en el Camp Nou con 7 años era un espectáculo, era increíble verle. Sí es verdad que tenía a Messi que también era increíble, pero es que ver a Neymar era diferente, una cosa diferente.
Yamal takes the word idol too literally, and it goes far beyond football. He dyes his hair like Neymar, sags his pants like Ney. He celebrates goals in the Brazilian style too, a kind of version 2.0. Lamine imitates everything in a childlike way, literally everything. For the full picture, he only lacked a pendant with his initials, worth $400,000. But by summer, the image was complete, ready to celebrate his coming of age. But before that, Yamal had to face his first defeats. After being eliminated by Inter in the Champions League semifinals, he still held it together. But in the National League final against Portugal, he showed his weakness. Lamine demonstratively turned away from Ronaldo during the handshake, did not applaud the Portuguese, and left the field before the award ceremony ended. Result: decent portion of negativity from Ronaldo's fans on Lamine's social media page. But that's not all. A couple of days after the defeat, Yamal posted a photo where he is ranking fallen leaves into the letter R, captioned "Do not disturb." Obviously, this was a reference to the famous childhood video with Ronaldo. But what was it? Youthful maximalism or direct mockery of one of the greatest footballers in the world history who defend him to the media and fans after the game? And it gets even bigger, the story with the jersey number. Even during negotiations for a new contract, there was a condition. Yamal would get the legendary number 10. But there was a small problem. Minor, really. The number belonged to Ansu Fati. Lamine himself insisted that he didn't want to take the number from his friend. But even before the official announcement, he appears at an event full of journalists wearing a sweater with the numbers 1 and 0 on the back. All of this against the backdoors of rumors that Barcelona would have a new number 10. He couldn't wait to show the world, show off, swagger, flair, just the way his teacher likes it. I don't care what people think about me, my behavior or my game. At that time, Fati was still officially a Barcelona player, and it was unclear where he would continue his career. They could have waited until the fate of the friend was decided officially. 2 weeks later, Ansu went on loan to Monaco. But it seems Lamine doesn't even think about how this looks from the outside. After all, this wasn't his first impulsive act. For example, celebrating a European Championship victory, the young player suddenly started shouting political slogans. The problem, it was a British overseas territory, disputed by Spain. The tiny state protested a little, and then the issue was quietly smoothed over. Yamal began to get distracted by things completely unrelated to football. And the peak of this 6 months frenzy was his coming of age party, a bash that kept Spain buzzing for an entire month. Guests were given the meeting point just 2 hours in advance. All phones were confiscated, and girls were selected according to special criteria. But what concerned the authorities the most was the arrival at the party of a whole minibus full of little people. Hiring them for entertainment is an all extravagance of wealthy people who like to throw money around. The story is exaggerated, and you know by whom. We already said, at any opportunity he will be criticized. Personally, I see no problem with people wanting to make money. I mean, why? Gangsters, casinos, guns, money, an 18-year-old boy covered in diamonds. You can see where this is heading. This Neymar, here he is, going out, having fun, this and that. What I do off the field is none of your business. If it annoys someone, fine. During a friendly game on the Asian tour, Barcelona's newly minted number 10 declared himself king, wearing an imaginary crown. Think about it. A crown in a friendly game against Seoul. In the championship, it happened again. First, Yamal took the penalty away from Rafinha, and again, the gesture. Look at the Brazilian's face, it says it all. Even Messi would never have done that. Lamine Yamal has already become a star. But will he handle the pressure? Will he cope with his own shadow? Or will the dark side consume his faster than he rewrite history? I believe the process has already begun. What do you think?